So let us get started. Like I said, I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited because this is our season 3. We have ran 2 other seasons of Fabulosity Weight Loss Challenge, but this is bigger and better. Why so? Because in the previous 2 seasons, I did not incorporate as much as I put in this season. And in the other 2 seasons, I did not run for 7 weeks. I ran for 6 weeks. I was not able to run any Zoom meetings in the season 1 and 2. So we did purely on WhatsApp and video sessions, but I did not do any Zoom sessions. This is going to be different. It's going to be bigger. It is going to incorporate every aspect of wellness because I feel that weight is just a snippet of wellness going wrong. And it is an indicator of a lot more that can go wrong, a lot more that could possibly have already gone wrong. And therefore, for one to be able to keep excess weight off and stay vibrant, healthy, energetic, and youthful, then they need to understand what else could be going on or what else they can do to be able to be in the space of wellness. And so this, I promise you, is going to be very big. And so even if you do not have excess weight, maybe you've really been struggling to stay in your weight. Maybe you found it very hard. You've had to every so often to tell people, I don't eat this, I can't eat this. And it gets pretty uncomfortable, especially if you're in family meetings, if you're in weddings. But you keep asking yourself, so how do I keep my weight in check? Very many people have asked me, do you have a weight problem? Have you ever had a weight problem? I will say this. I haven't exactly had a weight challenge as such, but I am consciously in the space of weight management because unless you get conscious about managing your weight, unless you get conscious about keeping the extra kilos, then you will constantly be losing some weight here and there. Maybe 2, 3, 4 kilos extra I've had at one time or another, but not really the big weight challenge. But I've had other challenges that are wellness related, whether it is mindset, whether it is emotional, whether it is physical. All these challenges can relate and can be associated with or relate to weight management. And therefore, don't feel that Caro is not able to take you through this because she's not had weight issues. I started running weight loss challenges in 2016. I got certified in 2015. And one of the reasons I wanted to get certified is because I realized that so many people, and especially ladies, would be on a roller coaster journey of losing weight and gaining it back, losing weight and having to struggle through their exercises, through their food, wondering, what do I eat? What do I not eat? What exercises do I do? Do I have to pay for the gym? And it makes life very unfriendly. It makes life not enjoyable. And I ask myself, is there a chance that there are little things that people ignore when it comes to weight loss and weight management? Are there things that in our everyday food, in our everyday nutrition, in our everyday interaction with our emotions, with our mindset, with sleep, with water, that we ignore and therefore find ourselves on the wrong side of the scale. And small bit by small bit, a kilo here, a kilo there, in 10, in 5 years, you have an extra 10, 15, 20, 30 kilos that you don't even know what to do with. So this taster is a snippet of what will be coming to us in the next 7 weeks. And by the end of this session, I'll be telling you what is required of you. And then for greater details, you will get back to the person that gave you the link to this session and ask them what you need to do to become a part of the community that we are going to set up tonight, starting from tonight all the way until the 30th of June. And with that community, we'll be learning what it is that we need to do. And of course, for the next 7 weeks, we will run the actual challenge. Allow me to start sharing my screen. We are on the Fabulosity Wellness and Weight Loss Challenge Season 3. Season 3 is not just about weight loss. It is about a journey to a better you, more confidence, and also you becoming the brand that you're supposed to be. You know, so many of us are in a space where we are either in corporate positions, we are running institutions, we are running businesses, but we never ever get to figure out who are we? What is our role in that institution? How best can we come out? So in season 3, we will be touching a bit about you as a brand and how best can you become that brand. So if you know anyone who has always struggled with their self-awareness, who has struggled with their brand, what their brand is, and how best to bring out that brand. Anyone who has struggled with confidence, I'm telling you, this is not just about weight loss. It is about a new you, a journey to a better person. So, to get us started, we need to find out why weight loss? Why should we be talking about wellness from a place of weight loss? Interestingly, statistics are telling us that up to about 60% of Kenyans living in the urban areas are either overweight or they are obese. Can you imagine that? Now, what is overweight? What is obese? Overweight is anyone whose BMI, body mass index, is above 24. How do we get our body mass index? We get our body mass index by dividing our weight over our height. If you go to Google, you'll be easily able to get your body mass index. Just Google BMI and you'll be able to get your body mass index and be able to categorize yourself either as having your correct weight, maybe you could be underweight, overweight, or already past a BMI of 32 that is already obese. And one other way in which to tell whether you're actually overweight or obese is to check your waistline. Ladies and gentlemen, most people tell me, I don't want to lose my weight. I don't have weight, but I would like to reduce my tummy. Shock on you. If you're a lady and you have a waistline above 34, you're already way overweight. If you're a man and you have a waistline above 38, you're overweight. So there is nothing like having a big stomach or, a pot belly, like we like to call it, but not being overweight. So those things go hand in hand. Did you know that obesity and weight, being overweight, or each of them is associated with the 5 killer diseases? And which are the 5 killer diseases? High blood pressure, diabetes type 2, heart diseases like coronary heart disease, heart failure, stroke, cancers, and specifically cancers like breast cancer, ovarian cancer, prostate cancer. Some of those cancers are highly linked to being overweight and obese. And up to about 40% of cancers have got some association with being above your body mass index. Then, of course, we have the last of the 5 killer diseases being respiratory conditions, asthma, and other related respiratory complications are also associated with being overweight and obese. Now, besides the 5 killer diseases, we have a lot of other conditions that get complicated because we are overweight. Things like osteoarthritis, arthritis itself, blood clots, chronic back pain, secondary infertility. Can you imagine how many diseases we have mentioned? And that just by being overweight or obese, you increase your risk of all these other diseases. Do you know anyone other than yourself that you feel should be in this meeting? And even if not in this meeting, that you will need to tell them, look, you missed such a beautiful session. I need you to be part of the Fabulosity Weight Loss and Wellness Challenge Season 3. Do you know such a person? If you do and you do not tell them about this, then you're not being fair. Because imagine this, obesity and overweight leads to over 3 million deaths every year. And can you imagine the many deaths that are not reported? The many deaths that are not, whose cause is not linked directly to their weight problem. Yet, where their problem started was because of being overweight. Do you want any of your family members to benefit from this program? If your answer is yes, then you need to tell them about this upcoming Fabulosity Weight and Wellness Challenge Season 3. Now, how does weight loss and wellness, or obesity, overweight, and wellness interact? Excess weight leads to other very subtle complications that we rarely talk about as being as a result of weight. Think about general fatigue. People that are carrying more weight than they should constantly find themselves getting tired, whether it is tired with the work that they need to do in the course of the day, whether it is tired taking up stairs, whether it is tired playing with their children, whether it is excessive fatigue when doing their house chores, name it. Excess weight leads to poor sleep patterns. It actually leads to sleeplessness. It leads to a lot of complications associated with sleeplessness, like increased cholesterol, increased weight. So if you're overweight, you will not sleep well. If you're not sleeping well, it becomes even more difficult to lose weight. So it becomes a vicious cycle of weight, fatigue, sleeplessness, brain fog. Clarity of mind becomes a challenge. I know that I come across a lot of people, and I know my team here comes across a lot of people that just say, I have a challenge with brain fog. I have a challenge with low libido. But they also have extra weight. They're 10 kilos extra, they're 30 kilos extra. I wish you would address the weight challenge and realize how much more of the challenges and complications that you're having that would go away with the weight loss. Sleeplessness, snoring, sleep apnea, where you're having trouble breathing at night, brain fog, inflammation, where you have joint aches, back ache, foggy brain, sometimes even migraines. All sorts of inflammation can come as a result of too much weight that you're carrying. Remember, when you have a lot of weight, you most likely be carrying a lot of the bad cholesterol that will then lead to inflammation. And of course, stress. Stress is a forerunner and at the same time an effect of weight. So you can get stress that leads to you accumulating weight, or you can accumulate weight and become stressed. So either way, if you're within your weight, you're likely to learn how to address any stress that is then associated with that weight. Did you know that for you to effectively address your weight challenge, you need to become self-aware? I will tell you this. Most of you must be asking, what is special with your current Fabulosity program? What is very, very special with this Fabulosity program that I and my team are running is that most of the weight programs out there do not address other factors that could be associated with weight gain, with obesity. For example, you can come across a very nice weight loss program, nice products, effective products, but you realize after you have done your weight loss, after you have stopped actively going to the gym, then your weight is coming back. After you have stopped dieting, which is not the ideal way to lose weight, you realize that your weight has come back. Why? Because you did not address some of the key factors like self-awareness so that you can understand where you're coming from, who you are, why your past could be part of the reason you are accumulating weight, and the things that you have been through that could cause you weight gain, that could cause you obesity. I love this quote. Before you can judge my life, my past, and my character, walk in my shoes, walk the path I have traveled, leave my doubts, my fears, my pain, and even my laughter. Then and only then can you judge me. Why do we say this? If you say that quote to yourself, you will realize that each one of us has a story. And behind that story is self-awareness. What is your story? How will you figure out what your story is? Sometimes you need to be guided. Sometimes you need a coach to be able to understand how your past is affecting your weight loss journey, how the things that you've gone through in life, your doubts, your fears, your pains, your emotions, your mindset are affecting your wellness and weight loss journey. All that and a lot more will be found in Fabulosity Wellness and Weight Loss Challenge Season 3. Right about to start. I tell you, this time I will give it my all. My team and I, we're going to give it our very all. And I'm sure you will leave that space knowing that it was worth your while, it was worth your time, it was worth whatever other costs that will be associated with this weight loss challenge. And most of all, you will leave with a team of accountability partners with whom you can walk the journey of life with. I know that many people that have lost weight sometimes revert to their weight or to the patterns that cost them the weight just because they do not have accountability partners. And that is why we will want to be in a family, in a space that is safe, that we can keep each other accountable, that we can nudge each other on with our different challenges, be it other wellness challenges, be it exactly the weight challenge, whatever it is, so that at the end of the day, we will have gained more friends, we will have better wellness, we will be more agile, we will have vitality, and most of all, we will be able to rediscover our wellness. So, the question I'd like to ask you, now that you're here, most probably because you have some weight to lose, or you have some people that you know would love to lose their weight, some friends of yours, how did they get there? Have you ever asked yourself, how did this person get to gain an extra 30 kilos, an extra 50 kilos? I tell you this, one of the hardest journeys of life is getting to know oneself. And not only is it difficult, it is also very inconvenient. Because you know what? Getting to know yourself requires that you dig into certain wounds, that you open some wounds that have never exactly healed. Some wounds that you have learned the art of covering up, the art of putting other fillers into those wounds. And time again, they become sore. And when they become sore, they affect your emotions, they affect your interaction with food, they affect your state of wellness, and maybe lead to extra kilos. To know yourself, you must sacrifice the illusion that you already do. Ask yourself, is there a chance that there are things about there are things about me that I do not know that could be causing me to struggle with this weight? How come I have done a weight loss program year in, year out? 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, last year, and I haven't managed to get to a place where I can shed the weight. I like to tell people, seek to shed your weight. Because when you lose it, you might find it at some other time. So we will be seeking to shed the weight so that once we have shed it, we will not find it again. Then, did you know that the most important conversations that you'll ever have are the conversations that you have with yourself? Now, why are self conversations very important? These conversations are very key because these are the conversations that determine our mindset. These are the conversations that tell us, I have weight because my lineage, my family members are all big. These are the conversations that say, I have tried everything and nothing works. These are the conversations that give the thought processes that make us think that there is nothing that can be done for you to get to the weight that you desire. I see Zach Litaba saying great stuff. And you haven't heard anything yet, Zach. This is going to be very exciting. You can almost tell, for those that know me, you can almost tell that I'm more excited than I've been on these sessions. And I want to tell you that it is going to be very, very exciting. There is a lot that I have set aside for us to learn, for us to interact with, so that we get to know who we are, so that we understand why some people can eat this sort of food and not gain the weight, and other people will eat the same food and pack every kilo on their stomach. We get to understand why some people will be in a family of very big sized people, and this 1, 2 people are within their BMI, or they're within their ideal healthy weight. We want to interact with our emotions. We want to interact with our mindset. We want to interact with food, exercise, water, sleep, and understand how all these factors have caused us to be in the space we are in, to be unable to shed the weight that we are looking to shed. Tell me in the chat box, what do you think about Fabulosity Wellness and Weight Loss Season 3? Do you think it is going to be something that you want to be a part of? Godfrey, my friend, I see you saying hapo sasa, keenly listening. Yes, it is going to be very, very exciting. Anyone who thinks that this is a season they want to be a part of, maybe you have been a part of a previous season and you're thinking, oh no, I'm not going to get into another season. But seeing what is with us tonight, you're saying, I am going to try and make it to weight loss, wellness, and season 3. Priscilla says, absolutely, very timely. Celestine says, I want this. Yes, this is what I have been dreaming of. Dorothy, my friend, says, yes, yes, yes. I tell you, I have thought about this, I have prayed about it, and I know that we are going to have a time of our lives. So, what is the relationship between your weight and your emotional well-being? You know what? The mind is the courtroom where most of your life's battles will be fought. But in the heart, it is where the emotions are felt. It is where the emotions are festered, healed, or where they become sore and become lifelong wounds. So, your emotional well-being is a very, very key factor in your weight loss journey. you come across people that have made you have low self-esteem, such that now you're even unable to give your weight loss goals? When I ask certain people, how many kilos do you want to shed? Some people tell me, well, let me not tell you because it's a lot. Such a person has gotten to a place where most likely their esteem has been bruised, either by other people, either by family members, maybe even their loved ones, or even on social media. Nowadays, social media is notorious in body shaming. We need to be in a space that is safe. We need to be in a space that we can even shed tears if need be, because some sore wounds have festered in our hearts. And as they keep festering, our bodies increase in weight to create a state of security for us, because we have been trolled, we have been body shamed, we have felt low self-esteem. And the more low self-esteem you feel, the more you want to be built so that you can create a sense of security. Have you ever thought about your weight in that way? Have you ever thought that the physical weight that you carry could be a reflection of your emotional weights that now have manifested into a non-healthy relationship with food, a non-healthy relationship with who you are? Maybe even you're getting to a place of depression, stress. Others are facing body dysmorphia, which is a state where you are so unhappy about a part of your body. You cannot take a picture, unless you're seated, because you don't want anyone to get to see your bottom half. You are so afraid of who you have become until it is becoming a state of mental unwellness. Join the Fabulosity Wellness and Weight Loss Challenge. And in that space, we will ensure that you regain your self-esteem. We will ensure that you become more self-aware so that you can understand areas where you're hurting and how that hurt is affecting your body size. Become a part of a family that is loving, that will cheer you on, that will ensure that you achieve your goals. Zach says, I need to calculate my BMI to determine the way forward. You can calculate your BMI. You can, if you're not a member of my team, you can speak to the person that gave you this link, and they will be able to tell you how you can actually have a body bioscan that will establish your cholesterol levels, that will establish how much weight you need to shed, that will establish if there are other complications that you need to be aware of in your weight loss journey, and what else your body is dealing with. And this, again, is not just for Zach, it's also for the guests that are here tonight and even the team members. If you want to be in a place where you're very sure what exactly you need to deal with, contact the person that gave you this link and ask them, how can I get a bioscan that will be able to establish for me my weight, my cholesterol levels, my inflammation levels, where my weight is most lodged, whether I need a detox on its own, whether I need to address other wellness challenges, and so on and so forth. Give yourself the gift of wellness for the next 7 to 8 weeks, and you will have a fabulous second half of 2024. We'll also be looking at the place of oxygen, sleep, and water in wellness and weight loss. Most of us think that the thing that we need to look at most is food. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that if you categorically work with how your body receives and utilizes oxygen, how well you receive your oxygen and whether you're receiving enough, your sleep patterns, whether you sleep deeply, your hydration levels, your weight loss journey will be half complete. You can take that to the bank that those three factors are key, because did you know that 3 minutes into lack of oxygen, you're almost dead, that you're beginning to lose the ability of your brain and you could die any minute? Did you not know that within 3 days of complete lack of hydration, your organs are beginning to fail? Your organs are beginning to get affected by lack of hydration. Day 3. And within about 13 to 15 days of total lack of sleep, I don't mean where you go to bed and toss and turn and sleep for 1 hour, 3 hours. I mean total lack of sleep. Within 15 days, you have hallucinations and you could easily lose your life. What does that mean? It means that food as we know it, ugali na mrenda, rice, biryani, githeri, as we know them, are actually a poor fourth in the journey to weight loss. Can you imagine that? That once we have established whether your body is receiving enough oxygen and whether your weight is affecting how your oxygen delivery is happening, then we can begin to understand how you can lose your weight. Once we've established your hydration and sleep patterns, we are well into your journey of weight loss. I tell you, you don't want to miss this. It's gonna be fun, fun, fun. It is going to be one of the very best gifts that you have given yourself in the year 2024 and maybe in the years past. So, what next? Do you have any questions? Do you have people that are asking themselves, what then are we being called to do? What then are we required to do? First and foremost, allow me to say this. For us to be a part of the Fabulosity Wellness and Weight Loss Challenge, there are things that you'll be required to meet. There are requirements that you'll be made aware by the person that gave you this link. But let me start by telling you what it is that you can expect inside the Fabulosity Wellness and Weight Loss group that we'll be creating. It'll be a family that will make sure that we all achieve our goals. And besides the things that I've talked about, we will be looking at exercise regimes that you can do at home. We will be looking at food plans that are healthy, locally sourced. You know how we look at programs from abroad and then we have foods that we don't even know what they're telling us. And sometimes we are being told to weigh our calories. I have told people in Africa that it is not in our ways to put food on a weighing machine. We don't do that. Have you ever seen your mother or grandmother weigh the calories in gouache or in duma? No, we don't. So for us to be able to have a weight loss program that is designed, that is meant for us in Africa, you may not be African, but you're in Africa, then we have to use locally sourced foods, foods that are readily available to each one of us. You do not want me to come and tell you, go and make a plate of couscous. And then you'll be asking, what is couscous? You know? So we will be using foods that are readily available to us. We will also be looking at how we can ensure that we have more vitality. Vitality is the energy and the health that allows us to be able to move with agility, to be able to perform our tasks with energy, and of course, to age with a youthful look. That is one of the areas that I'm very most interested in, because I believe that every one of us needs the gift of aging gracefully, aging with energy, with vitality, and looking radiant and youthful. That is a gift that we can give each one of us. Once you contact the person that invited you into this space, they'll be telling you how you can get your package either at a discounted rate or at the normal rate, depending on what you want. They'll also give you an opportunity to become a part of the very happy team that some of these people are members of. They'll also give you the lineup, or we will give you the lineup of the Zoom meetings that we'll be having so as to carry on the weight loss challenge and the wellness sessions. And they will invite you into the group that we will be in, where we will encourage each other, where we will set our goals for Fabulosity, and there will be extras for you. Personal branding. That is the topic I will leave for the very, very end, so that anybody who joins us midway will also have a chance to enjoy that very important part of the program. So what next? I will want you to ask questions in the chat box. We still have 5 minutes